Hey, boring, what's up? And today I'm gonna continue on my TV review series where I review The Flash, Season 2. Very recently I've done a review on Season 1 and I thought it was actually quite good. I was actually surprised at how good The Flash Season 1 was, especially for the ending. I think the ending of Season 1 really got to me. I was gonna fill you in with what happened on Season 1, but to be honest, if you skip Season 1 and start off with Season 2, you wouldn't miss that much. All you need to know is that Barry Allen got struck by lightning and he became the Flash. He runs really fast. And in the last season, he, Cisco, Caitlin, and Dr. Harrison Wells were a team Flash. And on the family part, Barry Allen, his mom got murdered when he was young, and his father was in prison, and then he was adopted by Joe West, whose daughter is Iris West. And and then we have Iris West's fiance, and they weren't engaged yet, but boyfriend still. And then there's this huge twist. Apparently Dr. Harrison Wells isn't who he says he is, and Iris's boyfriend had to, sacrifice himself in order to save the city. And then when a problem ended, another problem appeared. And apparently after the big bad guy got defeated, a wormhole appeared. A singularity appeared, and it's basically a huge black hole destroying Central City. And the Flash tried to save it, and then that's how Season 1 ended. So then we resume on Season 2, Episode 1, The Man Who Saved Central City. It wasn't the Flash. The Flash didn't save Central City. It was actually Caitlin's boyfriend, Ronnie, who did. Okay, yeah. A lot of boyfriends sacrificed themselves for Barry Allen. I think the episode is just okay, nothing all that special. It's kind of sad, actually, because, Ronnie saved Central City, but everyone thought the Flash did. And it was pretty sad, but still nothing all that special. And then we have episode 2 when a new character called Jay Garrick enters. And Jay Garrick is from another Earth, from a parallel universe. And it was interesting. I was glad that the writers used these, parallel timelines, parallel universes, and time traveling as concepts for a lot of the storylines on the season. And basically Jay Garrick is the Flash on Earth 2. And he came to Earth 1 because he knew that Zoom is coming after the Flash on Earth 1. And Zoom is basically the big bad villain of Season 2. And then we have episode 3, when Captain Cold returns once again. Again, I think Wentworth Miller as Captain Cold is not that bad, actually. It was actually kind of funny, despite the cheesy and corny lines, the one-liners and all. But yeah, this episode is more like a part of the character arc of Captain Cold and how he is changing. And it involves with his father and his sister, and it's like a family issue between Captain Cold and his dad, and the Flash is somehow involved, and that's basically it. It's a pretty interesting episode, though. I gotta give that. And Dr. Wells also returned, but it's not the same guy. It's Dr. Wells from Earth 2, and it's the real Dr. Wells, not the other one on Season 1. So yeah, Tom Cavanagh returns, and pretty cool. And then we have episode 4, when Dr. Stein needs to meet a new match. Because Ronnie is not really here anymore, Dr. Stein needs a new match so that two-person can merge together and become Firestorm, which is a superhero who flies around shooting flames. Yeah, Dr. Stein finds two new matches, but he picked one over another, so the other guy wants to fight the guy who got picked. So that's basically the plot. Pretty simple. And then we have episode 5, when the Flash got blinded by a metahuman, by a small bad guy, and at this moment he was currently dating a character called Patty, who is apparently one of the officers working for Central City PD. And so this is a blind date, a literal blind date. Episode 6 marks Zoom's first official appearance, and it was really intense, actually. Yeah, Zoom's entrance is actually really, really destructive. He really, really beat up the Flash hard. Before the episode, there's already a lot of tension building, like Jay Garrick and Harrison Wells warning the Flash that he cannot beat Zoom. But yeah, they were right, because the Flash cannot beat Zoom. Zoom is just too fast and just too powerful, and the way the episode ended is just, oh my gosh, that's a grave mistake right there. And then episode 7, the TV show sort of throw us off a little bit with the return of Grodd, the gorilla. Yep, it's the gorilla again. And yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, the gorilla is still a bad villain, and it's entertaining to see a bunch of superheroes trying to fight an animal who's super smart. And but still, other than that, I don't care for the romance storylines as well. One of which is basically a Cisco dating a barista, and I don't care for that at all. And I always asked myself, why does it always have to be jitters? I mean, does the studio only have the money to build one cafe for each TV show on CW? Apparently so, because, you know, one season has 23 episodes, and you can't spend that much money on building sets, I guess. But geez, there is enough jitters, okay? Enough scenes and jitters. Anyway, episode 8 is titled Legends of Today, and it is a crossover episode between The Flash and Arrow. So it's a really, really weird crossover, but it was still kind of entertaining at the end. The villain is basically a magician, and he's trying to hunt Cisco's girlfriend, the barista. And then there's another guy who also tries to hunt down the barista, but he's a good guy. And apparently it's because they were husbands and wives in their previous lives. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. I don't know. It seems kind of out of place, and I don't know how to feel about this one. But still, a pretty entertaining crossover. And on episode 9, Captain Cold returns again, but this time with Mark Martin and Trickster. So they all returned again. 3 of the biggest, but yet not the biggest villain. So yeah, they all returned again, all 3 of them, and it was I mean at first it feels a little redundant, but then it was still a fun time, I guess. So it's just okay. It's an okay episode. And then we have episode 10, which is I know this sounds kind of stupid, but then maybe they really based off of this villain, off of the comics, but I don't know, it just sounds stupid to me. They're fighting the turtle, which is basically the opposite of the Flash. Instead of moving very fast, he doesn't move very slow. He makes everyone else move very slow. And, sad. And he's called the turtle. And, yeah, I don't really care for that at all. But, as for the sub-storyline, we have Dr. Wells and Zoom and the tension between them secretly building, and I actually like that sub-storyline. It builds a lot of tension and a lot of suspense. Okay, so, apparently the Flash episode 11 and onwards are all on my phone, the script, but all the scripts for the previous episodes reviews are not on the phone. I don't know what happened, so here we go. So we have episode 11, Return of the Reverse Flash. What? In this episode, it's about Eobard Thawne's origin story. Finally, in the middle of season 2, Reverse Flash returns for a very brief moment. Apparently, Eobard Thawne went to the Flash season 2, and then knowing Barry Allen's time period, and then returning to the future, and then returning to season 1. So this is like before season 1 for Eobard Thawne, but already season 2 for the Flash, if you know what I mean. Yeah, time traveling is weird. And yeah, of course, Barry Allen, stops Eobard Thawne, and then stuff happens. It's pretty simple, and yeah, again, I don't care for the sub-storylines at all. Apparently, Joe West's wife finally shows up very earlier on in the season, and then apparently, Joe has a secret son, and then the whole Patty and Barry subplot line is still not that interesting, and yeah. And then we have episode 12 of Fast Lane. Because Joe's family is finally coming together, kinda, so this episode is more about Wally, who is Joe West's secret son, basically. And yeah, it's about him drag racing with a gang, and the Flash had to stop them, and that's basically it. I really don't care for how the episode started off with the Flash, quoting somebody else's song. But again, the sub-storylines are actually pretty intense, and overall, it's not a bad episode. But yeah, again, the villain of the episode, Tar Pit, it just sounds stupid to me. I don't know if they based this guy off of the comics or did they make it up, but it just sounds really stupid to me. And then we have episode 13, Welcome to Earth 2. What? Yeah, this episode is very, very, very highly anticipated, and it didn't disappoint. It's really, really entertaining. It's action-packed, it's adventurous, there are funny moments, it's very interesting, mind-bending, and there are also a lot of Easter eggs and character interactions. So basically, Barry, Harrison Wells, and Cisco went to Earth 2. And yeah, it's like Earth 1, but everyone's different. And Earth 2 is basically fashion and culturally speaking, older, but technologically speaking, better. And then we also have the storyline on Earth 1, where Caitlin and Jay Garrick stayed behind. And because, while Barry Allen is gone, and then this new villain, Geomancer, is attacking Central City, Jay Garrick, Caitlin made a special serum for Jay Garrick. Caitlin made a special serum for Jay Garrick so that he could run again and save Central City, and I guess it was a pretty nice sub-storyline, nothing all that special. And then we have episode 14, Escape from Earth 2, which is a follow-up, for the previous episode. And on Earth 2, they finally found Zoom's lair, where he held people captive. And then on Earth 1, we have the Geomancer and Jay Garrick taking a shot of a serum called Velocity 9, and he saved Central City. So it was pretty good. It was a pretty good episode, not gonna lie. But oh god. Then we have episode 15, King Shark. Again, I don't know why the meta-humans, or in this case a meta-animal, feel kind of stupid. But here we go. It's basically a shark who talks. If there's one thing about the episode that I kind of appreciate, and that is the ending. I think it's pretty creative, but that's pretty much it. And then we have episode 16, Trajectory. And basically we have an evil Flash, but not really that evil. It's basically just a girl who wanted to be the Flash, so she somehow stole the serum that Caitlin made last episode and became the Flash. But instead of saving people, she robbed banks. But yeah, the ending was actually pretty sad. The Flash didn't even manage to save her, so rip. And also that actually leads to another crazy plot twist. The writers have to put a plot twist in the middle of every Flash season, and again, just like the previous season, the twist actually worked really well, and I have to appreciate that. And we have episode 17, Flashback. Yep, it's another pun title. And, but yeah, this episode is another really entertaining and well-written episode, surprisingly, from The Flash. And, basically the Flash had to travel back in time to meet Eobard Thawne's Dr. Harrison Wells, because he wants to gain his speed. He wants to be faster so that he can beat Zoom. So, he went back in time, and things happened, and it was actually pretty interesting. But of course, if you know about the butterfly effect, if you go back in time and mess something up, the future is going to change as well. So that sort of sets up for a little suspense, maybe, a little tension, maybe. And, that's basically what happened. Episode 18 is Versus Zoom, and Cisco used his powers to open another breach portal to Earth 2 and let Barry fight Zoom, and But a lot of people actually didn't like this episode. It's a pretty controversial episode because, man, the characters in this episode are making some of the most stupid decisions I've seen characters make in the show. And, so because Barry didn't want to kill anyone, because he's not a killer, he's above killing. So, when Zoom was actually about to lose, Barry didn't take the chance to kill Zoom. So Zoom won because of that, again. And damn, that's actually pretty stupid. And then we also have Zoom kidnapping people over and over and over again. First the Iron Mask guy, and then Jesse, and then Wally, and then now Caitlin. He's just kidnapping everyone. And because Zoom wanted to be faster, so he forced Barry to actually sacrifice his speed and give it to Zoom. So that is pretty tragic. And that ultimately leads to episode 19, Back to Normal, where Barry Allen loses his speed once again, just like the episode Power Outage, but this time it's way sadder and way more normal. It's more of a filler episode, but then not really. And that's pretty much for episode 19. And then for episode 20, because Barry really, really needed to get his speed back, Harrison Wells actually found a way to give Barry his speed back by making him go through all the events that he had been through all over again. Minor spoiler alert, but if you haven't watched the episode, you may not know that it didn't work and Barry Allen actually friggin' died. Which is pretty insane, actually. I didn't know where the show's gonna go. I know that Barry's not gonna just friggin' die when it's not even the season finale, so I don't know. But yeah, other than that, we have Zoom's assistant called Rupture. The third last episode is called The Runaway Dinosaur, where Barry actually woke up in the Speed Force, which is like a dimension, a weird dimension, a strange new world, and he met a lot of avatars who is actually playing the Speed Force, and who's trying to teach Barry lessons and all. And in real life, we have a giant steel zombie again. So yeah, again, it's pretty redundant. So it's not like a really interesting storyline at all. And then we also have the particle accelerator exploding again, thus affecting Jesse and Wally. And that is one interesting thing about this episode. And yeah, and that leads to episode 22, Invincible, because the Flash, after returning from the Speed Force, feels invincible. He feels extremely optimistic. Zoom returned. He invaded the city by unleashing a massive group of Earth 2 metahumans who are evil. And it was actually pretty epic, pretty chaotic, not gonna lie. It was pretty intense as well, but the Flash is just really confident, and yeah. Overall, the episode is not bad. And yeah, the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it, but damn, the ending is just painful to watch. At long last, it's episode 23, the finale, the race of his life. Yeah, so, yeah, okay. I wrote a lot, but, you know, I wrote it like 2 years ago, so I'm not gonna really follow this script. So, yeah, so it's a good season finale. It's not as good as the season finale of season 1, but still, it's really solid. It's intense, it's suspenseful, and it feels final, and I like it a lot. I'm giving a spoiler alert. So, Barry's dad died. Yeah, what a shame. I was actually pretty pissed off that Barry's dad died, and yeah, and right in front of Barry, and it actually really sucks. Yeah, and Barry actually should kill Zoom, but he didn't because he's better than that, yada yada. So anyway, after Barry's dad died, Barry really wanted to fight Zoom. So they did. Zoom kidnapped Joe West and threatened the Flash to race him. And so they raced. But when they were racing, the Flash actually somehow turned himself into two-person. So one of him dies, but the other him is still alive. And that is actually really smart, a very smart and creative way to, defeat Zoom. And then at the end, the Flash didn't even kill Zoom. These time ghosts, wraiths things, they sort of take Zoom and ultimately kill him and turn him into a zombie. And that is the ending. And it was pretty crazy. It was pretty intense. But the real ending of the episode is what really shocked me. And that is Barry Allen going back in time to save his mom and dad because he misses them. And okay, if I were Barry, I wouldn't do that, first of all, because it's stupid and everything would change. But it doesn't even matter to Barry in that moment because Barry Allen just witnessed his dad died shortly after he got released from jail, and that's pretty devastating. So I guess he would sacrifice everything just in order to see his parents. And that ultimately leads to Flashpoint, and that is really exciting. I don't know what will it be like, but oh boy, here we go. So, yeah, overall, The Flash Season 2 is not as good as Season 1, but, yeah, despite the light-hearted, cringy moments that are just very occasional, and some meta-humans that I find kind of stupid, still, super strong villain, nice storylines, intense scenes, and still pretty entertaining overall. And my favorite episode here is sort of a tie between the last episode and Welcome to Earth 2. And my least favorite is I guess I don't know. I guess that one filler episode, Back to Normal. And I'm giving The Flash Season 2 a 7 out of 10. Damn, I actually forgot to announce the score. So, have you watched The Flash Season 2? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Oops, like if you like it, hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching.